Hey everyone, it's me, Margo. Just wanted to do an update. Oops, take off my glasses. Do an update. Got my hair cut. So that's last week. I went in for to get my hair done, and my girlfriend told me that I've been using the hot iron to straighten it, the flat iron, and she said it was kind of fried. And I thought, I always wanted short hair, and I never had a thin enough face to pull it off. I don't know if I do now, but I thought, well, it's not as bad as it was. So anyway, something fun and cool and light for summer. What the heck? Variety is the spice of life, and you got to shake things up every now and then. Nothing's really changed on the weight front. I'm still the same, 175 to 180, depending upon the day. Don't feel quite as firm as I used to. I'm not doing quite as much weightlifting, and I'm only exercising about twice a week right now. That's going to change because my son, who was away the last week and a half at a youth ministry trip down in New Orleans to help Hurricane Katrina victims, he and my daughter went. Usually I would drop him off at weightlifting in the morning at like 6:30 and then go work out of the gym. But when he was gone, I was frantically busy trying to redo his bedroom. We redid his bedroom, and we worked in my daughter's room a little bit. So that's why you've got a different background now. No more Titanic poster. This is the other side of the room, and we moved things around a little bit. So that's kind of fun. I made a list here, and I can't see it without my cheaters, so bear with me here. But yeah, so nothing much too new anyway. My weight's the same, so that's good. I'm maintaining, not gaining, and that's good. Yeah, so we didn't have kids for I think it was 11 days, which was really weird. For those of you who have children, you know, you can appreciate this. My daughter will be 18 in November, so it's been almost 18 years since I've actually gone this long without any kids around. So it was really kind of weird. My husband and I took advantage of our time off in addition to doing some home improvements around the house. And we took a little weekend getaway last weekend to celebrate our 21st wedding anniversary. We went up to Door County, Wisconsin. Door County is, I think I've got this backwards, but it's the thumb of Wisconsin. It's the peninsula, and it's beautiful up there. It's kind of a touristy area, but very natural and not too overly commercialized. And stayed at a lodge up there, and it was a lot of fun. 27 years ago, in 1982, I was a college kid, and I took advantage one summer of living up there. A lot of college kids did this when I was going there, and they actually still do that now. And what I did with some friends from college is we boarded a room in an old farmhouse with some people, and I worked as a waitress at one of the hotels up there, and we cleaned yachts on Saturday mornings, and I worked as a maid for the hotel that we waitressed at, and then we'd go out all night till 2 in the morning, then get up and start all over again the next day. It was one of those summers, one of those magical summers that kids have got to experience. I loved it. It was kind of the summer that I grew up when I turned 20. I felt like it was the first summer that I was away from home, and just had an absolute blast. Now, back in 1982, I made a ton of money. I think I made like $3,300 or $3,400. That was unheard of. And all my friends, when I got back, other than the ones that were there with me, they were like, "You made how much?" And it was just, mind-boggling. I didn't have to work the whole year because of that much money that I made. It's funny how times change. Anyway, the only reason I bring that up is because I was very nostalgic and kind of reminiscent. Visited a few of the old haunts that I used to go to when I was 20 and hanging out with my friends. Only this time I was with my husband. And it was really interesting. One day it was really hot. I think this was last Saturday. Had my swimming suit on that I got from Amelia at the clothing swap down in South Carolina. Felt pretty good. I thought I looked okay. I'm not one of these people. I'll never be wearing a bikini, but it was a modest swimming suit and I looked all right in it. It supported me where I needed support and hid what it needed to hide. And it was interesting because I'm at this beach and my husband was kind of lying down and reading and sleeping a little bit. And I was just lying down, and I kind of felt like this one guy's eyes were on me. He was kind of checking me out, and I sat up and kind of looked him in the face and smiled a little bit and looked around, and I realized, I'm thinking to myself, oh, that guy's checking me out. I wasn't, totally puffed up about it. It wasn't a big deal. But I thought, well, I'm glad that I feel okay about that. And I felt okay. He wasn't gawking, he wasn't rude or anything weird like that. He was just looking at me. And I thought, you know what? If this were 27 years prior and I were 20 years old, I would have thought that guy's looking at me because I'm fat. No, I probably weighed 15 to 20 pounds less 27 years ago. I remember being so consumed with how obese I was at, 155, 160. I was topping the scales, and you look back at the pictures now, and I looked fine, but, of course you don't see that. You just don't see that. But it was really weird. It's like I sat up, saw this guy, smiled a little bit, and I thought, he's checking me out. Then I thought, you know what? Isn't it ironic? I'm more comfortable in my skin now at 47, I just turned 47, than I was when I was 20. I thought, that is really weird. And was listening to some of the Moody Blues on my iPod, and one of the lines said, the tides are turning. I'm like, yeah, the tide is turning. I'm turning a new tide. I'm no longer obsessed with looking perfect. I can accept myself as a getting older woman. I'm not hung up and bent out of shape about not being young. And I'm just happy where I'm at. So I thought that was kind of a nice, it was like, a chilling moment. I'm sitting back going, this is okay, this is good. At 20, of all the birthdays that I've had thus far, the 20, 30, 40 birthdays, and I'm zeroing in on the big 50 in a few years, I can honestly tell you, my hardest birthday was when I turned 20, the summer that I lived in Door County, because I remember thinking, oh my gosh, I am no longer a teenager. And I felt like I had to grow up. Well, you know what? I have grown up. And I embrace each and every day as a gift. And it was just kind of a neat feeling. Just feeling like, wow, Margot, you're getting more comfortable in your skin. Good for you. Embrace it. Enjoy this beautiful day. And don't get strung out that guy's checking you out. Actually, I was a little flattered. And, it is a little weird because my husband has noticed that more men look at me now. Again, I'm not blowing anybody's hair back, but, he said, I've noticed people check you out more. Like, yeah, you kind of become invisible when you're overweight. Nobody really notices you. But anyway. Trying to get my house in order. I've been busy, like I said last week, with my kids, trying to get everything set, taking advantage of this time that I'm not working right now, cleaning closets, redoing bedrooms, painting, kind of doing that whole big thing, kind of like some of the others that are posting changes on this YouTube community. And it feels good. It just feels... I feel calmer when I have my house in order. I just feel calmer overall, and that's a good thing. Not really planning any other major trips this summer. Going to maybe go away a couple weekends. We might be going up to Minnesota to visit some friends. But really nothing else too much going in my life, and I'm happy about that. People are like, "Are you bored?" I'm like, "Heck no! I've always got something to do." But I am taking some time for quiet time. I spend some time, I'll pray and I'll meditate and I'll read my Bible and just kind of get my perspective and know that this is just another short season of my life. I'm just going to embrace it and enjoy it. Last summer was all about recovery. It was about getting rid of so much of what I had to get rid of in my head. It was about removing and replacing the old tapes about being fat, being a loser, and poor self-esteem. This summer is more about building on, moving to that next step. What is the next phase in my life, and who do I want to become, and what do I want to be like? I really enjoy my quiet time. Even though I'm social and I like having fun, I really enjoy having downtime. But that's about it. I'm trying to think. Oh, you guys, check out a TV show. It's called Drop Dead Diva. Those of us who've struggled with our weight and have been obese in the past, and those of you who might be struggling now, it's a great show. I believe it's on the Lifetime channel on Sunday nights, 9 Eastern, 8 Central. You can actually download the first episode on off the web. It's really good. It's really cute, but it talks about this woman who was ultra thin and beautiful and very shallow, and she dies and comes back into a heavier woman's body and discusses and kind of reveals some of the fat bias. So those of us with weight struggles, I think, might appreciate it a little bit. But hope you guys are all doing well. Keep those videos coming, and I'll talk to you real soon.